Hello everyone, welcome to EduMoon tutorial series. I am Niveditha and in today's lecture we will be dealing with managing input and output operations, formatted input and formatted output. Firstly, we will see what is managing input and output operations. The C language is accompanied by a collection of library functions which includes a number of input-output functions. What are these library functions? Earlier, while writing programs, we made sure that we included #include stdio.h in every program. That #include stdio.h is a standard library function. So what these library functions actually do is, they carry out various useful tasks, particularly all the input and output operations and all the math operations. The math operations are like evaluation of sines and cosines, and the input-output operations are writing to the terminal, etc. Now the basic input and output functions are getChar, putS, getS, scanf and printf. An input-output function can be accessed from anywhere within a program simply by writing the function name followed by a list of arguments enclosed in parentheses. The arguments represent data items that are sent to the function. Some input-output functions do not require arguments, though the empty parenthesis must still appear. Now coming to the getChar function. So getChar function basically returns the next character typed on the keyboard. So it is a part of the standard C input-output library. This function reads a single character from the standard input device. There is no parameter within the parenthesis, and its syntax is char bar equal to getChar empty parenthesis. What is this char bar? This char bar is nothing but a character type variable. Let's head over to the example. Here we have char A, that is A, which is assigned to the data type character. This A will receive the input using the getChar empty parenthesis, and this is printed using the printf statement. So a single character is inputted using the getChar function. Followed by the getChar function, we have the getS function. GetS function basically deals with character string input. So the function reads in everything you enter from the keyboard until an enter key or a return key is pressed. So what is this everything? This everything means a string which is a sequence of all printable ASCII characters. The syntax is getS string, where string is a sequence of characters and is of the type char. In this example, we have char name of array size 25. So this is nothing but a string. Printf enter your name is where the user is asked to enter the name. And using this getS name, the entered name is taken in and assigned to this name. After this, it is printed using the printf statement, and the format specifier is %s, name. We'll read about the format specifier that is %s in the upcoming slides. So coming to this program, what it's basically doing is, it takes in a sequence of all printable ASCII characters until an enter key or a return key is pressed, and once it is pressed, getS reads the input and it is printed using the printf statement. After the input functions, we have the single character output or the putChar function. PutChar function outputs a single character to the screen. So single characters can be displayed using C library function putChar. The putChar function, like the getChar function, is a part of the standard C input-output library. This function prints a single character on the screen. The character to be displayed is of the type char, and the syntax is putChar, open parenthesis, char variable, where char variable is a character variable which is enclosed within the parenthesis. In this example, we have char C and we ask the user to enter a character. and the entered character is taken to C using the getChar function, and this C is printed using the putChar function. So putChar function basically outputs a single character here, which is taken by the getChar function. After the single character output function, we have character string output or the putS function. This function prints a string of characters on the screen, and the syntax is putS string, where string is a sequence of characters. In this program, we take in the message using getS, where message is the string, and on pressing enter, the next statement, which is putS message, this statement prints the entire string. So basically putS is a character string output function. After managing input-output operations topic, we head into the another topic, which is formatted input. Formatted input refers to an input data that has been arranged in a particular format. For example, the first part of the data should be read into a variable float, and the second into int, and third into char. So this can be possible in C using the scanf function. Let us see what it means. Input data can be entered from standard input device by means of a C library function scanf. This function can be used to enter any combination of numeric values, single characters and strings. I mentioned earlier in the example. So in general terms, the scanf function is written as scanf control string arg1, arg2 and so on argn. arg1, arg2 and so on argn are basically the arguments. Coming to the control string consists of individual group of characters called as format specifiers, with one character group for each input data item. Each character group must begin with a %sign. This is very important and will be followed by a conversion character which indicates the type of data item. Now what are these conversion characters? C is the conversion character for character, and D is for decimal integer, F is for floating point value, and S is for string. How are these used? We will see it in the coming example. Here, char A80 is declared, int I and float B2. Printf, enter the value of A, I, B. After the statement, the value of A, I, B are read using the scanf statement. And how are they read? So %S is basically indicating string, %D is basically indicating I, and %F is basically indicating float. So that is the format specifiers and the conversion characters, and this is how it is being used. Likewise, we have the other topic called as formatted output. The printf function is used to output any combination of numeric values, single characters and strings. The general form of the printf function is printf control string arg1, arg2 and argn. Just like formatted input, the arg1, 2 and so on n are basically arguments. And the control string consists of one or more of the following items. That is, characters that are simply printed as they are, that is messages or props. Conversion specifications are nothing but the field width of the format specifier. And lastly, we have escape sequences, and this is used to print certain non-printing characters like new line, tab and bell alert. We already discussed escape sequences in the previous lecture. We will see how we are going to use it in the coming example. Coming to the arguments arg1, arg2 and so on argn are the variables whose values are formatted and printed according to the specifications of the control string. So the arguments must match a number, order and type with the format specifications. Here we have int marks assigned a value 412 and float % assigned 85.4. Printf /n marks equal to %d /n percentage equal to %f, comma marks comma %. So in place of %d, we have marks, which is nothing but the int marks, which is 412, and in place of percentage f, we have float %85.4. So these format specifiers along with the conversion characters are used in the print statement to print the correct statement. Also, in the printf statement, we have all of them in one single line. But when we look at the output statement, we have marks in one line and the percentage fall in the next line. So how is this actually done is using the escape sequence, which is nothing but /n for a new line. So whenever a /n encounters, the cursor moves to the next line. So as soon as it encountered /n here, it moved to the next line and marks are printed. And then when it encounters another /n, it moved to the next line and it printed percentage. So with this topic, we come to the end of our first chapter. In case of any doubts, please post them in the comment section. We will be there to help you out. Thank you. Meet you in the next lecture.